Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Eats. So, what's eating you? I'm trying to see if these are going to be comfortable. I don't think so. I already don't feel like they're going to be comfortable to wear. Are these going to be comfortable to wear in the classroom? I don't think so. What's eating you? I know I haven't been playing my song in my videos because I've been uploading videos from my phone. So, which is why I really don't even have a topic and nobody's here. I know other stuff is happening in this sector. Let me see who's live. I'm live. Oh, it's hot in these streets. It's hot in these streets. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to wear this and this. Let me see. I think that's just too much. You do this and this. Oh, hello. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm hot already. Anyway, I'm looking on my computer. I see us quite a few lives going on right now. Let me see now. Mm. Anyway, maybe I'll go ahead and do this live. Oh, I can go ahead and record this. I'll change the title. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this video because I was gonna do a video on preparing for college, going back on campus. So that's what I'll do. So, how to prepare yourself if you're a college student or if you're someone who is planning to return to college, go back to college. How do you prepare yourself? What do you need to have? Like, what is your survival kit that you need to take with you on campus? So let's start. The first thing I think you need to do, make sure that you bring a mask. Hey, boys, Dot Capping. I'm just doing a video that I needed to do on what to bring to college with you when you go back to college. I'm just doing it on live because I haven't been on live in a while. I don't really have anything going on over here. But I do need to email you. I got to email you something funny. So anyway, if you are returning to college campuses, especially if you are you're going to commute, even if you live on campus, either way, like once you're back in the classroom, you must have a mask or, one of these. Now, I don't think I can do both. Oh, it's funny. it's funny and it's sad at the same time. So anyway, make sure you have one in there. I'm gonna wear this, I think. Hi everyone who's coming in. I'm just talking about what you need to have when you go back to college. So if you have a child or a grandchild that will be first-time college student, they're going to need some sort of protection for returning to the classroom. So they're going to need a mask. These are things that you should have in your backpack. because most of the students bring a backpack, right? Even though most of our, I'm going to say 90% of the books now are digital, so you don't actually have to carry like books around. Most of the students have like an Apple book or a laptop or something like that. But there are computers all over the campuses. So anyway, that they're free to use. So you should have your mask. I suggest you have tissues. You should bring your own tissues. Hey, here for the tea. I'm just doing a survival kit for returning to college. So make sure you bring some tissues. I don't know how many times students ask me, just people that don't know, I am a college professor. I teach psychology courses, and students will be like, "Oh, professor, you have a tissue?" No, ma'am, no, sir. Right? I don't have it. And so bring your own tissues. And then make sure you have your ID. Get your ID. I would suggest you go and get your ID before school starts. I just went to one of my campuses and updated my ID because for whatever reason it got all jacked up. So make sure you have your ID, because for students, your ID may also be your food card. So this is how you get food. This is how you might buy books, whatever. So make sure you have an ID and you bring it on campus every time you come on campus. Hand sanitizer. This must be in your survival kit. Bring your own hand sanitizer. Although they have hand sanitizer stations, you bring your own. Because when you sit at the desk, let me say, we're not cleaning the desk off as soon as, one class leaves, another class comes. I don't believe there's a protocol that we're going to be cleaning the desk. I am, because I'm going to bring my Lysol. But that's not something that we were told we needed to do. I think the classrooms are probably going to get like a nice thorough cleaning, but we don't stay in the same class. We transition to different classes. I think this semester, it depends. I have several classrooms, which is why I'll be bringing my own disinfectant spray. Now, you don't have to get these dollar store. I got this from the dollar store. Go to the dollar store. Now, this is almost empty, so I need to get more of this. But I'll bring my own disinfectant, so when I go into a different classroom, I'm spraying. When I go to a different classroom. Then make sure you bring your own charger. Some sort of wall charger, a power box, something, because you're going to need it. And bring a cord. Make sure you bring a cord. Now, some campuses have charger stations, but you may not always be able to get to the charger station. Bring your own. Hand sanitizer, wipes. I would suggest bringing this, because when you go to your classroom, remember, it could have been 50 other students who sat in your seat, sat in your area. So each time you go into a classroom, I will wipe my area. Each time I go into a different environment, I'm going to wipe the area. And then make sure, now I still use a USB? Yeah, USB. I still use a USB. I know you guys, most of the new students, you use Google Docs. You don't do this anymore. This is old. This is old school. I'm old, so I still use this. So if you still use the USB, I work with preschoolers, and we starting soon too. This is a difficult decision for girl, Angela. I'm a nervous wreck. I went up to one of my colleges today just to take the anxiety off. I went into one of the classrooms where I'm going to be, just to, kind of see how far the students are from me. and I'm the class, the seat, it's tight, and I already have a full class. My capacity is 35 a class, but honestly, I usually end up with 40 or more, because I'm the type, if a student come and beg me to get in my class, I'll be like, all right, you know what I mean? But now I think I'll be like, I'm at capacity. We can't be on top of each other in here. I don't know. Then I would say bring some mints. Make sure you got a little mint in you, because you might drink coffee or something. Just have some mints, a couple of mints in your bag. And then we about to go into the flu season. I like to keep my Ricola. I keep these with me. You don't know how many times the students see me put one in. Oh, can I have one? Here you go. Right? So make sure you have your cough drops with you. Oh, and most importantly, bring a pen. Now, you ain't got to be like me. I'm childish. I don't have these kind of pens. Yes, I do. Make sure you have a pen, and make sure you have paper. Now, I know we in college, but now I'm talking to college students. I got to tell them too. Bring your own, bring paper, and bring pens. And the teacher does not have to provide it. As a matter of fact, I don't loan out pens and paper. I sure don't. Professor, you got a pen? Nope, I sure don't. I have 3. No, you are responsible for your own pens and paper. So make sure you get your pens and your paper. I can't, what else? What else? What else? I can't think of anything else. This is returning to the classroom after we've lived through this pandemic. So, 2 years ago, would I have brought this kind of stuff into a classroom? No. Although we did have wipes and stuff like that. 3 years ago, we weren't thinking about disinfecting the classroom and doing all that. And I can't foresee the colleges being able to do that. I wish they could, but I don't think they're going to be able to disinfect after each class has been used. I don't think so. And for that reason, we need to do it ourselves. Now, I know some colleges here in Pennsylvania have mandated that students are vaccinated. And if you are not vaccinated, you are not allowed on campus. You cannot come on campus. And so I guess what that means is that you're going to have to show your vaccination card. So the schools that I work for, they have not mandated that yet. So we'll see. I know for me, I'm not, and I'm going to be dropping another video kind of similar to this one, and I did a car chat. I know I'm not, debating students and all that stuff, if they got vaccinated. If that's not for the educator. That's not for the instructor to do. They'll handle that at administration. That's not, for me to do. Now, even in the classroom, now, Angela, does preschool students have to wear a mask? I don't think they have to wear a mask. I don't know if they have to wear a mask that young. Our students at the college level are supposed to wear a mask. Now, if they wear the mask, I don't foresee myself getting into an argument or a discussion with a student about put your mask on. I'm not doing that, because see, I'm up at the top of the classroom up here. This is me. So you need to, put your mask on. That's it. And wash your hands. Definitely wash your hands. Now, that would be nice if they had wash stations outside the classroom. I know I remember seeing that. I think they do that in China. Before you can enter the classroom, you have to wash and disinfect your hands. That's a good idea, actually. So for me, I know I plan on having this at the lecture, but we have we lecture, it's not a big distance. It depends on the classroom. Now I've done lectures in in a room that held 300 people, and I'm down, the instructor is down at the podium, and then the students are at least 10 feet up, and going up like a stadium. But not all the classrooms are like that. Yes, they do, and teachers are asked to get the vaccination. Oh, they're asking the teachers. We haven't mandated that yet in Pennsylvania. I don't believe it's mandated to get for educators to get vaccinated. Not yet, but I could foresee it's gonna. Ew, my nail. I could foresee it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. Some people are already saying that we're not even gonna be in school that long. They're saying we're lucky if we get through September, and if the numbers continue to rise, then we're gonna be back online. So I've taught my courses online, so I can transition online. The problem is, the internet sucks. Our home internets were not necessarily made to, teach a class. We'll be mandated soon. Yeah, we will be. So oftentimes it's just not easy to teach a class to me online when you expect the students to be virtual and synchronous. So it's hard. We're in a a red county now. Oh wow. Yeah. I don't understand what's going on with the Republicans. I thought they had when their leader Trump went and got his vaccination, and when he caught the Rona, I thought that they thought that the Rona, getting the vaccination was great. But now all of that has changed, and now they're not. Now they don't want to get the vaccination. I'm like, give me a break. Come on. So if you get the vaccination or not, that it all depends on. I know even for most mental health clinics are still doing virtual counseling, so they're still not running the way they used to for most people. So it's tough, and then unemployment is going to end. The COVID unemployment will be ending, so people will be expected to go back to work, which is good and bad because now you're just going to have more people near each other, and then what's going to happen? This is called bye bye germs. Bye bye germs. Bye bye germs. And so antibacterial reduce. Oh, this may not even be good for coat. Girl, bye. So, yeah. So I just wanted to do that video. I'll change the title. A survival kit for new and returning college students. You're gonna have to put some different things in your backpack. Hand sanitizer, wipes, sanitizer, spray, of course, tissues, your mask, some cough drops, USB wall charger. Bring all your stuff. Bring a charger, because usually most people put all their classes kind of on one day or 2 days, so you're gonna be there for several hours. Our home visits will be virtual. Really? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I used to work for Head Start. Yep, I used to work for Head Start. I was what was my title? The family coordinator, I think. Hey Maureen. Yeah, I was the family coordinator. Right. We used to do the teachers, you would go out and do a home visit before the students would start the school. Yeah, I love the Head Start program. We don't have many Head Starts where I live. I guess we still do. Yeah, we still have Head Start. Um, but the home visits will be virtual. Wow. Everything has changed. I hate it. Oh my God. This is like living a bad dream. It is, we are literally like living a nightmare, I feel like. It's like, when will we go back to 2018 and how we lived in 2018? Will we ever get back to that? I don't think so. Can we ever get back to the way we lived prior to the pandemic? I don't know. I don't know. It's terrible. But we're trying. So we'll see how long, students will be able to be in the classroom. Hopefully we can get through the whole year. But if not, for parents too. I don't have little kids, but I couldn't imagine like all of a sudden the school is closed and I gotta work, the family, like what do you do? What do you do? Who was somebody I just saw on the news, a single mom got in trouble because she brought her child to work. Did this happen in my real life or on TV? She brought her child to work, and I'm trying to think what job she had. Somebody was just telling me that she had to bring her child to work. Of course, she got caught, and she was just like, "What you want me to do? Leave her home?" Like she's only like 6 or something. But I remember about 20 years ago, it could have been longer than that because it was when I lived in Jersey. It was a single mom. She went viral. Back then we didn't have internet, but she went viral through the news media because she worked at a mall, like at J.C. Penney's or something at the mall. And she would bring her daughter with her, and she left her daughter in the car. But she had like one of those cars that like had a hatchback, they call it. So the daughter could be in the back. She made like a little bed back there for her and had her little toys and stuff. And on her breaks and whenever she could run out to the car, she would run and check on her daughter. Well, of course, somebody saw the daughter and they reported her. And they took her, they arrested her and put her daughter in foster care. It was a mess. But mothers really came out, and it was a lot of support around this lady, and it really opened up the eyes of some politicians who then realized, because other mothers started talking about, look, I can't afford daycare, I can't afford childcare, and it really legislated. Out here we call it Title 20, which is for people who meet the income requirements, that they get a discount on their child care. And so as a result of what happened to that lady, some states started to adapting Title 20 and giving not only moms but families the opportunity to put their kids in a safe place, which is why Head Start really started. It's a free federal program for preschool kids, but they actually will start working with children. They start working with pregnant moms. I initially worked with, when I did my internship, when I was working on my master's, I did my internship in Newark, New Jersey, at a Head Start for it was a Head Start program for teenage moms and dads. And in the program, let's say we had 20 females. We had like 5 guys too, who were the 5 teenage men who were primarily responsible for their infant. And so that was my first start with with Head Start program. And I was interning with a nun. She was a nun, Sister Susie. Sister Susie. She was, oh my God, this lady was so tough. She was a nun, but she was tough. Like, because she had Jesus with her. But I would be like, girl, she would want to, if you know anything about Newark, New Jersey in the 80s, it was like crack everywhere. It was so violent in Newark. It was a lot of carjackings, shootings. It was rough. And that is where my school sent me to do my internship. And so I had already been warned. I lived in North Jersey, but I had been warned when I first moved there, like, whatever you do, don't go to Newark. Do not go to Newark. But I ended up, but then I found out that's where all the good food was. All the good soul food. I was like, I got to go to Newark. So anyway, Sister Susie was my, she was my director or whatever. I did my intern under her. Okay, hi Kay. And so we was in Newark, New Jersey. Remember, it's the 80s. Crack is everywhere. I'm from South Jersey, which is the country. So I'm already scary. And they tell me to go to Newark, knock 3 times on the door to get into this building, whatever. So Sister Susie, she greets me and she was like, we got to go on a home visit. And I'm like, okay. So we ended up going to if you're from Jersey, you're familiar with the Prince Street projects. It's probably the most notorious projects in Newark at the time. And I'm shaking in my boots. And Sister Susie is in her sister outfit. She got the hat on. She in her sister outfit. And so she's like, yeah, we got to go to Newark. We got to go to Prince Street to go check on this baby because she ain't, the mom hasn't been here. We got to go check on this baby. And 2, at that time, the AIDS epidemic was, the AIDS epidemic was crazy. So I'm trying to act cool, like, okay, Sister Susie. So we go in the projects, and nobody is bothering her because who wanna rob a nun? Shit. So I feel like I'm protected because she a nun. I don't think nobody gonna rob no nun. They ain't gonna rob no nun. So we get to the door, and she knocking on the door, and I'm standing behind her on the side of her because just in case bullets start flying, I'm on the side of the door. She knocking on the door, but nobody answered the door. But we could hear them in the apartment. And she was like, "Don't you hear them in the apartment?" I was like, I don't know. So she was like, they're in there. So for whatever reason, she like bust the door open. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was shook. I was shook. And the family was just sitting in the living room like they ain't hear nobody. She was like, you didn't hear me? That lady was tough. That lady was tough. I learned so much from Sister Susie. I really did. I learned a lot from her. And I was going to have an opportunity too to go to the Bahamas to do work out there, but I didn't do it. But because nuns, they transfer, like they might, like she was in Newark, for 5 years, but then she'll go somewhere else. Hi, Paige. So nuns travel from I know they place where they live is not called a nunnery. I don't know. But they go from like service to service because they give their life to God. And so they go from place to place. But you just never know where you're going to get your knowledge from and learn from. I learned a lot from that lady. I learned not to be so scary. A few years later, I was busting down doors. I mean, I wasn't like her, but, I would go to places and where I probably wouldn't have never gone if I didn't have if she didn't give me that like get up and go. Like you could do it. Don't be afraid. You can't work in this field and be scary and afraid because you're not going to be able to do it. You know, for most people who work in human services, we don't all have that little cushy job in an office. You know, your client comes to an office setting and everything is good. You know, we grind in the beginning because you want to learn. So you got to work your way up to, you know, being a manager, a supervisor, a director. I tell people that all the time when I'm supervising a program. I'm like, I've been in the grind. Like I can say I did the hard work. I went to the communities that were tough. I went to hell. I always say this too. I overall I worked in like difficult environments versus I worked in mansions. And working in a beautiful, you know, mansion with a, you know, a kid that's giving his family problems or whatever, sometimes I'm more comfortable in that environment where it's not so safe or it's not so clean, because the family was more inviting and more friendly and wanted the services more than an appreciative than maybe working in a with a family who's got $1 million in the bank, you know. So for anybody who's thinking about coming into this field, I always say I suggest that people start, you know, you're going to start kind of in the bottom, you know, more direct care positions. You need to do that to learn. Hi, I think the place nuns live in is called a convent. Oh, I think so. Convict. Okay. Yep. It would be so funny because Sister Susie could handle them kids too, because they was Nort kids. And like we would do groups. And now, mind you, these is all 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old girls who already got babies or they're pregnant. And so they would say to her, you can't have sex? Oh no, I could never. She would handle them too. Oh God, I could not do that. You can't have sex. You can't have a boyfriend. Oh no. I was low key looking at her too, like, girl, you can't have no. I don't think she ever had a boyfriend. I don't think she ever, you know, she went straight into is a seminary, I believe. Hmm. But yes, everybody. So I turned this video into my survival kit video that I wanted to do, this live. And just, you know, what's happening in these YouTube streets, you know. Yeah, it looks like it is what it is in these YouTube, you know, streets. Like, you know, it is what it is and what it's going to be. So that's really it. That's all I have for today. Thank you, everyone who stopped by to see what Psychology Eats is up to. That's it. You know, I haven't really been dropping that many videos. First of all, because I was dog sitting and the dog has gone home. Thank God. That dog drove me nuts. That is the most spoiled dog. I literally had to push that dog around in a carriage, in a dog carriage in my house. And once she figured out that she wasn't going, I didn't go outside, then she would whine like, no, like you're supposed to take me outside. So then I did drop the video about when I took her outside. But part of that too is like I would have to take her outside. She wanted to walk, of course, and then I would push her in her carriage. That dog is a trip. And then she's used to sleeping in the bed with somebody, or like close to them, next to their bed or whatever. And so the dog expected to do the same thing with me. And so I wasn't going to let her in my bed. And it wasn't good enough to be next to my bed. And so I would have to sleep in a chair next to my bed so that she wouldn't be mad that I was in my bed. Oh my God. That little dog is a trip. And when her family came back and got her, woo, she was so happy. And I was happy too. So that was my niece's dog. And then my other niece was like, she got a dog too. And I was like, don't even in your life ever ask me to watch your dog. I'm not watching any more of your dogs. Told y'all not to get dogs because you like to travel. And if you don't want to put your dog in a kennel, then I don't know what to tell you. Because when I owned a dog, I would put my dog in a kennel. I didn't bother anybody about watching my dog. They weren't going to do it anyway because I had a really big dog. And so, you have to pay extra even for a bigger dog. So I always put my dog in a kennel when I went on vacation. But that dog, and that dog I don't even want to tell you some of the stuff that dog did to me. That dog tortured me. And then she had this bell around her neck. And I swear, after she left, I could still hear that bell. And I was like, oh my God. It was like PTSD. Like, oh my God, is she back? How did she get back? Because I kept hearing the bell, that stupid bell. Oh my God, that dog drove me nuts. Mm-mm-mm. So no, I always say I'm not in the season. Like, I'm not in that season in my life anymore that I want to take care of a dog and being on a dog schedule. I'm just not. I did that for years. I don't want a dog. I don't want a toddler. I don't want a fourth grader. I couldn't imagine like needing to do like homework or something with a kid. I feel so bad for grandmothers who got to raise their grandkids. It's like you already did all of that, and then you got to turn around and do it again. That's a torture. You know, of course I would if like something happened to my child. I wouldn't let my grandkids go in foster care or nothing like that. But I wouldn't want to have to do that again. It's like you go through seasons in your life. And I'm in the season of no animals and no little kids. That's my season. You know, if I had grandkids, hey, how you doing? You safe for the weekend? Like, I'm good with that. And then, tickety-doo. Nah, I can't go. I can't do a turnaround for any of that. Nope. I cannot. But that's it. That's all. That's all I got. I think I'm going to go over to Boy Stop Capping to see what he yapping about. He's got a lot. Let me see what he's talking about. He talking about B loves Zaddy Chunk Chunk. I think Zaddy Chunk Chunk did have a video today saying that his mom did love him. I think people know that. Of course your mom loves you. But I guess he was getting I didn't watch his whole video, but it sounds like people were saying in his comment section or even emailing him that his mom didn't like him. Was that it? That she liked Darius or something more to him. That it's one thing to put something in a comment section to somebody, which I do have a video I'm about to drop about the comment section. It's one thing to say something to somebody in their comment section. It's like a spontaneous response, right? And so you could say, you know, I don't like you, or you said that wrong, or I don't agree with you, or I agree with you. It's one, you know, that's like a spontaneous quick. But to email somebody, that means you had to, go in their description box, get their email address, open up your email, sign in, put their stuff in, and then commence to writing an email. And then, maybe even doing a nasty email. Hi, I think the place, I just read that. Sorry. And then actually sending an email that is negative. That takes some balls. That takes some balls. Not only does that take balls, that takes like some nerve. Like, put yourself in his shoes. First of all, you're already sick. And now he's opening up his email and people are like, your mom don't even like you. That's why she's not there to visit you. Like, and then, for him, needing to come on and defend that his mother loves him. Like, people are a trip. That's why I am going to upload that video today, which is why some content creators, does anybody use Miracle Grow? Sometimes I use Miracle Grow and Miel Scalp Rejuvenator Cream or whatever it is. Sometimes it is just itchy. But anyway, it has strengthened my roots. Yeah, I did this myself. This didn't come out too bad. But anyway, to write something like that and to email someone something nasty. Hey, Wanda. Ooh. Hey, girl, hey. To email somebody something nasty like that, it just takes a lot of, like, damn, like, you really think your comment is that important, or what you think is that important that you got to email me and tell me some old negative crap? People are a trip, man. So yeah, that's what I think Zaddy Chunk Chunk was talking about, like people emailing him or saying negative things. I mean, people say negative things in my comment section too, of course. Or, they want to challenge you in the comment section. Now, sometimes I will answer because I got time. And then here's the funny shit. Now, you say something to me in my comment section, right? Something negative. And then I say something negative back to you. And then they comment to me, you supposed to be a professional. Look how you talking. Well, I don't know where it said in any of my professional licenses, certificates, mandates that I can't get in somebody's ass if they bothering me. What, I'm supposed to just take your comment abuse? Sometimes I will and sometimes I won't. I wish I was a better roaster and gagger. I don't roast that well. My roasting, I might be able to get like one or two good roasting, and then I'm going straight to like insults and cussing. And I don't want to be like that. So I try to ignore and block, negative comments. But y'all, I mean, come on now. You can't expect to the content creator to continue to allow you to come into the comments and just be so rude. Like, no. It's but so much people are going to take. Like, no. You're not going to talk to me like that. As content creators, like, we got to sit here and think about what we want to talk about. We got to think about how to put the video together. We got to keep chit-chatting on a live or whatever. And then for someone, to come in and just be going off about nothing. Like, come on. I mean, sure, I give my comment. I mean, I give comments in comment sections all the time. Absolutely. But it's like, a limit. Like I've blocked several people who like leave the longest paragraphs, usually trying to tell me what I said was whatever I said was not what they felt was the right thing to say or something. And then they'll leave like this long dissertation, this long message. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not even reading that shit. That's number one. Let me be clear. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading your book. I'll scan your book, but I'm not going to read it. And then if you say something crazy, I may or may not say something crazy back. You know, I may block it, erase it. Sometimes I'll go along with it and I'll just start playing mind games with the person, agitating them even worse. I have been known to do that too. And then at the end of it, they like, you're so unprofessional. You started with me. You started this fight. Don't tell me how to fight. You started it, and I'm going to end it. And of course, as content creators, we can always end it. You can write a whole book, and I can erase. You realize I can erase it. That's what I want to tell people. Like, you wrote that whole book, and now I'm about to erase it and block you. So that was a waste of your time, honey. Honey. I don't know. YouTube is a trip. I didn't know YouTube was like this. I didn't. I really didn't know YouTube was like this. Because before I became a content creator and I was just watching YouTube, was that on YouTube? The only people I really was watching on YouTube was Maddie. Anybody watch T.S. Madison? I started watching YouTube stuff when I started watching T.S. Madison and Kaya. That's when I started watching YouTube. And I guess that was kind of like the introduction into how YouTube can be like drama, but it was just their drama, like between them. But I didn't know YouTube was, you know, has grown into all of the drama that I see now and today on YouTube, you know, especially between content creators, which, you know, I've been into my own stuff with a content creator myself, which I hear a content creator was talking shit about me earlier today. Actually, somebody emailed me that, which is fine, you know, to each his own, whatever. I don't reply. I don't make response videos. I really don't. Nah, I don't do that. But it's funny to me. Woo, it's funny. It is so funny because some people are so easily triggered. Why are you triggered? Why are you getting yourself triggered? Why are you getting yourself upset? You don't know me. I'm over here living my life. What you doing? How I'm upsetting you? I ain't doing nothing to you. I'm over here. I'm over here with my crooked sign, minding my business. Where you at? You was over at IG? Here for tea? So I don't know. You know what? I've been watching a lot of dumpster diving. I'm telling you, I'm about to go dumpster diving. I tried to convince my husband. I was like, let's take me dumpster diving. He was like, you think my black ass is going to go behind a store after they close so that you can climb in the dumpster. Hi, Teasy. So you can climb in the dumpster and get some shit out of it? I was like, yes, people are making money off of dumpster diving. I want to be a dumpster diver. Until I saw one of my favorite dumpster divers. She jumped in the dumpster and a raccoon was in it. And the raccoon looked at her like, bitch, this is my dumpster. Because you know a raccoon would eat your face off. I was like, they get good stuff out of them dumpsters. Oh, you was putting the boys to bed? They get good stuff out of them dumpsters. If you go behind Bed Bath and Beyond, Dollar General, the dollar store, Walmart locked their stuff down. You can't get nothing behind Walmart. Where else they go that's good? The one, oh, another good dumpster is CVS, Walgreens. I'm just going by the dumpster diver people that I see. Then, oh shit, y'all, my phone about to turn off. I like another mom. She does dumpster diving, and she just wrote a book. Her name is Mom the eBayer. Her name is Angel, black lady in Chicago. And she goes dumpster diving in some like high-end neighborhoods in their trash cans, which is pretty gross because a couple of times, people put their doggy poop bags in there. But she ran into this lady who was cleaning out her closet, and she got like some Christian Louis Vuittons. She got like Coach shoes. She got some Prada. And she said even the boxes, thank you, girl. She said even the boxes, you can make money off of like a Prada box, a Christian Louis Vuitton box. It was funny because the other day I was watching this white guy, like this middle-aged white guy. He was doing dumpster dive. He wasn't dumpster diving. He bought a storage unit. He didn't know what Christian Louis Vuittons were. And there were like 3 pair in there. And he said, who is this? Christen? Thank you, Virginia. He said it all wrong, but he did not know they were high-end shoes until he took it out the box. And he said, these are red bottoms. I was like, yeah. Because even a resale, if you buy like a basic red bottom pump for $9.25, you can resell those for like $600 or $500 used. Because you can just have the bottoms redone. I don't know why people buy them red bottom shoes, because the red bottom scratches up. It looks nasty. And if you get the red bottoms, if you you got to buy the like the plastic or whatever underneath it so that the red doesn't scratch. And I think that's like $200. I only know that because my cousin is bougie. I would never. But yeah, he did not know what they were. Yeah, I can't do dumpster diving because I'm afraid of animals. I don't like dirt. I don't like doo-doo. And they hurt. Oh my God. The first time my cousin wore her, she was in Philly and went to a club. Tore her feet up. I think she kicked them things off and never wore them again. I said, you paid damn near $1,000 for them and they tore your feet up. You had some here for the tea. You got to have a very skinny European foot to get into them red bottoms. And like I said, once you scratch up the bottom, they, for some reason to me, they ugly now. They look, ugh. They hurt so bad. I only had 2 pair and I was done. They look like, you can resell them. You can resell them. Yeah, because some people rebuy them because they don't care if they scuffed on the bottom because they're going to get the bottoms redone. So they buy them like that. Yeah, then I was thinking about, ooh, I could do, when you go and buy a, what is it? Not a container. Yeah. and you resell the stuff that's in it. And then I was like, I ain't gonna do that. I don't want to do that either. But they make it. Oh, did you sell one of them? They sell too. But I think you got, yeah. They look like they hurt because they so narrow. They look like they hurt. And they are so expensive. But my dumpster diver girl, yeah, she resold the boxes that didn't have shoes in them. And she resold the shoes. One day she found a bunch of like almost new Nike gear. You just never know what's going to be in the dumpster. Now, these two ladies that I watch that do like CVS and all that, they get a lot of food and they donate it to the shelter. They donate a lot of the food to the shelter. I mean, I'll do that too. Like if you go to a store and they got like a really good price because they just trying to get rid of stuff, like I'll buy that and take it and drop it off at the shelter. Just because I know they're going to end up putting it in the garbage either way. But yeah, sometimes when I watch YouTube, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I can do that. Which is why I started this channel in the first place. But yeah, that's it. That's all. That's all I got for now. Thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for my super chats. Very nice. Thank you. Hopefully I can make my threshold this month. Hopefully I can make my monetization threshold this month. YouTube is a trip, y'all. From what I understand, YouTube is not like it used to be as far as how people get monetized and how they made money, let's say 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It really is a struggle now, especially if you are a content creator like me. I don't upload every day. You really got to be pushing it. I know we be talking crazy about Adrian, but Adrian really be working hard for that, for her YouTube, because she'll upload like 3 videos a day. And if you look at other big YouTubers, that's what they, not even 3. They definitely do 1 video a day. But for any content creator to push out 2 or 3 videos a day, you really, you about your money. Because the more you put out there, the more views you get, the more money you're going to make. And so, for somebody to push out 3 videos a day, that's a lot. Even though they might be a vlogging, it's still, you got to like prep yourself to be on, camera and engaging the audience. It's not easy. It's really not easy, and sometimes you do just try to be coming up with any kind of content, just so you can upload a video for that day, or 2 videos or 3 videos or whatever you're trying to do. So that's it. Thank you guys. Don't forget, have a good night. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will be uploading 2 videos. I just got to get them edited, and I'm going to upload those in the next couple of days. Thank you.